He said. All
Yep,
right.
we're live.
Hello.
Hello.
Whoa.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Google Developer Space channel. And super excited. I'm super excited to be hosting today's session with Chi Leong and Michael from Go KL. Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
first time we are collaborating
No.
with Go KL.
Yeah.
Do make use of the live chat to ask questions. Let us
Yeah.
know where you're tuning in from. If you're tuning in from Malaysia or Singapore,
Yeah.
yeah, or even other parts of the world.
Yeah.
Yep. Before we begin, let me briefly introduce who we are and what we do. Google Developer Space is a platform for developers and startups from around the region to learn, connect, engage, and be inspired. As part of the developer relations team, we aim to empower and connect the community to our people, programs, network, and technologies, be it online like today or a couple of months ago where we had in-person events. Yeah, and without further ado, I'll hand over the stage to Chi Leong and Michael to start today's session. Yeah. Over to you both.
Thank you, Jiaxin. And have to do a bit of introduction. I'm Chi Leong, one of the organizers for Golang KL, Go KL Malaysia, KL. Yeah, and we have Michael over here. Yeah.
Hello.
Yep.
I just attend meetup,
No.
so missing all
Michael
the
is a frequent face in all the meetups. He's basically He's a
yeah. I said my clothes is all event, so couldn't set my clothes for how many months already.
Yeah. And today's session is gonna be just updates to you guys what actually happened to the Go World for those it's initially be targeted for the local group because the last time we had were February and we had a lockdown since March. So yep, feel free to add in your discovery and also any question on the chat and I can answer them. So yeah, let's start and give the slides. The latest version is actually 1.15 right now, and we actually the lockdown actually lasted release because wait, no, I have to put Michael in. I'm gonna put Michael in there. So for so yep, we actually it's actually last us one version. So it was 1.14 and now it's 1.15 release. No, I think this is 15 was released in August and the point version is released on the 9th of September. So yep, it's an interactive session. It's a I'm actually trying to click the slides on the screen. So it's an interactive session. Feel free to add your comments if you have any question or anything you want me to expand on. Just ping me. So
Will we be covering anything in 115? I think the one that interested me was, but I haven't tried that out yet. Is I think they incorporated the temp directory. So if you're writing I think unit tests and things like that. So previously, I think you got to set up temp directory.
They also we're gonna cover that, but I would want to add a bit. They also fix the traversal, the path traversal possibility for temp directory as well. So hopefully we can finish this in half an hour. Then we'll proceed with reading the 1.15 release notes. So we had the Google Developer Survey for 2019 release. So you can check it out. Basically, it's just the highlights the growth of the Go programming language and the demographics. So check it out yourself. If you like to compare programming languages and where people came from, it's not my kind of thing, but so feel free to go visit it. And I'm gonna share the link to the chat as well. So wow, so and this is one of the most requested feature for Go, which is generic. Yes, it's coming, and actually during the whole duration of our local lockdown is that it actually went through several drafts. So contract initially was there, it is dropped, and Yeah, and it offer right now the system actually generic system actually offer a simple sum type functionality in case anybody asks. It's actually a really simple one that support the primitive types. And we actually went through a draft of using parentheses for the generic to square brackets. So it's actually now it look like this. I'm gonna make it larger. Now it looked like no, it's not this one. Okay, now it looked like this, which is for me actually I like this a lot better than, and it's actually less confusing than having a bunch of parentheses looping around. So yeah, I like
Yeah.
the look of
That's
it.
a very common argument. Everybody wants
Yeah,
less than, more than
yeah,
sign.
yeah. That is because there is actually the my interpretation is that the compiler is stateless, so they don't want any look ahead or statefulness in the compiler. So this is actually still compatible with the current state of the compiler. So yep, and go check it out. I'm gonna share the proposal in the chat. Yep, have fun with it. Afterwards, I'm gonna share this slides, which is actually on GitHub. And we have a Go generic playground, which allows you to write. It's actually it actually considered a transpiler. It's actually not running as a native Go right now. It's just a transpiler that transpile your code with generic to the Go, yeah, to the old Go code. Yep. Hi Yusuf. So let's go
Yeah, so I
here.
think the other labs, they have a repo in their Go training with all the examples. So I
Yep.
think they are expecting, or other community can actually feedback
Yep.
any of your use cases using the playground to see whether you can actually fit it in. So they're actually looking for feedback from the community for your particular.
Yep. So
use.
they actually in the main draft also they actually highlight some of the possible pitfall that they discovered. What sort of like incompatible stuff or something like edge cases. So the more people tried it, the easier the edge cases are discovered and being fixed before it's actually released. So, and the good news is it seems like it's gonna be backward compatible from the look of it right now. So when generic is released, support is released, it's gonna be the old code is still running. So yep. And also a draft from the official Golang community is for the embedded static assets, and which is also one of the most request feature for, and also most asked question around some of the Go support channel. Is that right now there's a lot of a solution to embed static assets, like what sort of use cases that it might cover is that because Go currently the Go compiler only compile Go codes. So if you are developing a web server with that comes with a web page, and yeah, there is no direct way. There are actually these libraries to help you out for you to compile your assets into like basically binaries. So for it to be supported, I mean, you without just one single Go binary for everything. So, and they are coming with a draft to come up. Oh, this is the wrong one. This is actually the draft. They are coming with standards, the official way of doing embedding. So this is still in the draft stage. So follow it if you're interested. So it's actually very interesting. Yeah.
Which one do you usually use in your production?
I actually these days, because of I'm mainly deployed on Docker, so for me I don't embed anymore. But previously I used static. So it's I think it's a really underrated tool. It's really good. It fits most of our use cases, and you actually treat it like it actually provides you a IO-like interface, so you can treat it like a normal file. So that's what I like about it.
Yeah, I think Ruscox had a video on describing their thoughts about this embedded thing.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting. They should definitely
Yeah.
check it out if they're interested.
Yeah.
I don't know
And
if
it's
they
also one of the most asked question, like because people, especially coming from like a web framework, like from like a dynamic language, like let's say from Django or Rails, they will be asking like, how do I bundle it together? How do I bundle the assets?
Yeah.
So this is gonna be it. And of course, there are solutions right now for those things. Check them out, and yep, they are actually very usable. I didn't actually try out all of them, but they are actually okay for production. So look at that. Buffalo actually have their own one. So I'm not sure if this is really from the Go playground. So yep, check them out. So, and the next one is also like the latest Go Docs page. If you don't know, Go Docs is actually being phased out and to be preferring the package go.dev. So, and this is now open source. No, yeah. No, I didn't talk Rails. Nothing with Rails. It's just that like if you come from like Rails, or let's say closest might be Node.js project. You when you bundle your program, like when you build your program, you build them together. So people are used to the idea of your codes and the assets are bundled together. So, but right now, the one of the most common thing when they switch over to Go is that the Go compiler only compiles the Go code. So it left your assets to be there. So when you run your program, you have to make sure that the assets are in the right path so that the Go code can access it. So with bundled assets, then you have everything under the same compiled into the same binary, and you don't have to worry about where the path, where things are. I mean, make sure that the files are in the right path, and also they're the right files. So yep, Rails is nothing wrong with Rails. So GOM 2 is released. It's a Go ORM. So unfortunately, it's some of the APIs are not compatible with V1, which they actually also the path where you import and go get is different. So now
the new module path thing.
Yep, new module. So one of the recent argument is that they have the V2 problem. So it's actually, if you publish it that way, yeah, this now I'm gonna cover that. So previously it was Go 1 is this, and Go 2 GOM 2 is gonna be this. And I like what I see, and basically this is just some of them. I just highlight some of the stuff that interested me. Is context support. And bash dry mode is basically it will print out the SQL for you. So, and name argument, field permission, and come free with a Prometheus plugin. So it looks cleaner, less magical. I mean, it's my personal opinion. It's less magical, more things for us to fine tune with.
What are the output in the Prometheus stats?
Oh, I have no idea. I haven't tried it out. I'm still on GOM 1, so you'll feel free to. Check out. Again, Prometheus. Gonna.
Okay.
Sound the stats. I think it's just it's gonna log all the operation that you did with GOM lah. If we follow the normal Prometheus exporter. So the next one is there's a lot of official stuff. New Go API for the buff. Official one. It's basically for it's just get an official love for me. There's nothing really much that gonna really affect me lah. I mean, so check it out yourself. Oh, actually, I forgot to share the link.
Oh, because they actually didn't follow the Go mod specs, right? So people were like complaining about the official.
And also, yep, it's actually designed to be better, but not compatible. If feel free to correct me, but they are actually having a transition package to go to the version 2.1. Version 2, yep.
Oh, really? I didn't read that.
Yeah.
Okay, bad one. Okay.
So therefore, I think they have a transition package. I'm not sure. So, yeah, for the better, it means they get official love. So in short,
isn't it already officially supported in the current protocol?
Official as in this love, as in the Google repository. So 1 and 2. It's gonna be confusing for a lot of people.
Right.
Yeah, just like GOM as well. But it's a transition period because everybody is starting to adapt to the module standards. So yeah, V1 is this, and V2 is gonna be this.
Because the naming will confuse if you are not already aware of the ecosystem. You say like, hey, that's the same name, but how do you choose which one is?
Yeah, especially for the newcomer, they're gonna be really confused. Like with some of the bigger projects, like ETCD has V2. So I think a lot of the big projects last time before the modules came out had V2 directory. So that's where we put in the transition and also backward compatible packages. So now they have a clear separation. So broccoli, and this is similar. It's actually related to the embedded static assets, but it actually applies a broadly compression. So I just found it interesting. So these are the stuff that I find interesting and useful to me. So
where would people use this versus like a static that you were pointing out?
Oh, it's actually static, but with a compression.
Oh, okay. So it's a transparent compression into it.
So like in my use case, before I do I was on static, before I apply the compilation, I actually do a minification steps.
Right.
So I still can minify it, but and also added this to save more space to make the binary smaller.
This one is not the ZSTD thing that Angsiege always mentioned.
The ZSense is its own command line tools. Very interesting. I also want to. I'm gonna share it as well. It's actually a very fast, really fast, with a really good, impressive compression ratio. Yep, C-sended from Facebook. Yep. It's a command line tool that we can use, and also check it out. Very interesting project. Very performant. It's really performant. So let's go to the next one. Leaf Bridge. When it was released, I actually to check out the updates. When it was released, it was still not ready for production. It's actually Kafka-like pubs sub log API based on Nets. So if you liked to have an alternative beside Kafka, check it out. I actually haven't used this, but it's written in Go, so that's why I want to share this. And what I have experienced is Nets. That's why I can vouch for it. So Nets is a very interesting, also written in Go. It's a lightweight messaging service, but it doesn't. The difference is that it doesn't do the persistence. So if you need a persistent, then you might have they have a net streaming and other solution for it. So it's based on that, and if you just want because also it's written in Go, you can actually embed it into your Go project. So
Definitely keep an eye out for Nets V2. They have the project called Jetstream, which is the Kafka-like kind of mechanism
okay.
on top of the messaging thing.
Okay. I didn't know
Yeah.
about that. So let's
Maybe
check it out.
check their Nets IO. There's a Jetstream. Search for Jetstream. Oh no, Nets server is like the V1. Jetstream is the V2.
Jetstream Nets.
Jetstream Nets. Yeah.
Jet.
Nets. Should be in the same
Yeah.
repo. Yeah, that is. Yeah. So this is their V2 thing.
Oh,
it's
it's a
quite
persistent
interesting.
engine as well.
I think they have now like a global distribution kind of stuff. They had like a conference something like in April. Yeah, on YouTube. It's quite interesting. Then this thing NGS is like a global etcd thing distributed. Who was that guy? I forgot the founder. But yeah, it's quite interesting.
Yeah, very interesting because the persistent layer is also one of the most requested feature of Nets.
Yeah, and the interesting one for me is they built in the security into the messaging stream. So that's actually quite interesting when you need to do all this messaging stuff. Usually security is you don't think about it, but here is all embedded inside. So you can say like, I allow this message to be pulled from this other group, even though you are not related at all.
Nice. Right, definitely check it out. I shared it to the chat as well. So, yep. And also KDV2 came out. A lot of things happened during this period. And also they were recently acquired by API Layer with the help of Ardent Labs.
Ardent Labs, yeah.
So yeah, check it out. KD is if I want to put a word to it, it's Nginx written in Go, but it's different from Nginx. So check it out. And it comes with
like the V2 one is like a whole application platform. You can like plug in different things.
Yeah.
I've not really tried it, but
yeah, the one of the main selling point is they have a the architecture like plugin system, something like that. So yeah, feel free to check it out. If you haven't try it out, just try it out. It's one of the selling point is that it actually deploys set it up TLS automatically for you.
But they have a separate library, right? Like which you can use for your own web service. If you're writing in Go, I think they release their own TLS library.
Confession time. I actually never use KD before. I just I'm in watch of this because it's a very interesting because I need to try it out. I haven't really tried. Yeah, I tried out the really early version, but I didn't actually.
Oh yeah, I mean KD1 last time was very easy to set up as developer work. Then they had a lot of licensing type problems.
Yeah, so they actually clarified that. They cleaned it up a bit.
Yep, all cleaned up, and now. I mean, the plugin thing looks interesting because you can plug in many different features in there. But question is when you use that versus like Nginx or whatever.
And it's written in Go, so if you are a Go developer, you can help out. So the next one is from CockroachDB. So it's interesting for me because this is some of the stuff that we're gonna face. Especially when we have a lot of services, aka microservices, deployed around. So it's a drop-in replacement. It actually means it's compatible with the standard and also the package errors and also the standard errors, but with network support. So you can it's very interesting. Check it out. I actually haven't tried any of this. It's the list is stuff for the stuff that I need to check it out and probably use in deployment in my production. So
yeah, because I mean I think this one here developers usually they may not care all this error logging, but then when the time comes you need to error log, especially your service all spread out. How do you bring them nicely instead of coming out with your own standards? CockroachDB you already have a mechanism that you can use, and that is following like the standard.
They do all the hard work for you already, so you don't have to write like the most naive way if you can do it yourself is that your logs gonna be written to HTTP client. Then you have to manage the retry, make sure the buffer is there, and also make sure that also this on your log server side you have to pass it. It's quite a lot of work done for you. So also the next good one, Modern C, SQLite driver in pure Go. So one of the most commonly used SQLite driver is actually libc dependent. So this is a pure Go implementation. I haven't really tried it out.
But SQLite itself is still C, right? This is just the driver.
Yeah, it's a Go implementation. Last actually I put it up yesterday, but when it first came out, it was not ready yet. But I have to check it out again. So I'm not sure about what are some of the performance implication and also API stability. So might need to test it out in a toy project to check it.
Yeah,
or anybody who
wise is much easier because I always turn off my Go enable. It's always disabled. So when anything depends on it, it will like compile and then it will complain and very mysterious error message that I have to remember. Okay, try with Go enable equals 1. Okay, then it compiles.
Yeah. So and with Go is the downside is that it lost portability, where you cannot easily cross compile. So you have to make sure that if you're compiling a Windows binary on Linux, then you have to make sure the cross compiler is set up, which is really a really painful process to me. So, and we have Go Please, actually a Go language server at 0.5 release. If you're not on that, check it out. And if you're on VS Code, if you're using the Go extension, you're probably on it already. So one of the main thing is the memory usage is getting saner.
Okay, I gotta try this because the last time I used like VS Code against HashiCorp repo is just.
It had its memory usage issue previously. So it feels a bit okay these days. So close all this. I think instead of spamming the chat channel, I'll just share the link to the slides afterwards. So, and this is actually not related to Go. GitHub related to Go because it's written in Go. So it's a GitHub CLI for you to manage your GitHub account via the CLI. So, yeah. So if you don't like the web interface, then you can use it to manage your GitHub account and repos with the CLI written in Go. So, and it's news for TinyGo and for the hardware thinkers is that now I think Swimming is gonna be happy. They are now supporting ESP32 and A266.
Oh, nice.
So
I'm sure Tristan has a hardware for this one.
Yeah, and TinyGo also offer another feature from TinyGo is that it also offer an alternative to Wasm, the WebAssembly. So check out TinyGo. So it's for a very interesting project.
So, but what you compile it to be Wasm compatible, but then it uses TinyGo.
Because the Go compilation has its right now Go actually has its own WebAssembly support.
Yeah, I remember the binding is super huge.
Yep. So TinyGo is actually super huge, but it's actually the size is manageable compared to a large size React app. So it's still pretty big. But TinyGo is actually compiled to C code. So you actually the generated WebAssembly is actually following the C path.
Oh, okay. So it's actually not cross compiled in this sense, but it's targeted.
So the target is different. So but it can be leveraged on. So and we are on time, and we can go and cover the 15 release notes.
Hey.
So far no questions on the chat. So we just go through it. So as usual, a lot of more stability changes. So prove to the compilation. Suppose it's actually now your compiler will produce a smaller binary, not really that big of kind of changes, not really substantial smaller like 50%, but like 10 to 20%. I mean, from my experience. So, and one of the concern is also that people are afraid that you cannot customize your Go modules and your proxies, because right now it goes through the Google server.
Right.
So also, but it's actually added in 14, so that now you have more options, like you can skip proxies.
So do you put multiple lists? So like the official one, then comma another one?
That doesn't concern me, so I actually just use the Google one. So might be for some people, especially in China or countries that were censored, so they had no choice to host their copy of code repository.
No, but like your corporate packages and such, you guys don't use your own internal Go proxy?
No.
Oh, okay.
We build our stuff into Docker image.
Oh, okay.
So that is a way to render everything that we need. Yep. And this is also one of the things to render. And previously, if you want to support TZ data, we have to make sure the system has that package in, like apt-get TZ data, and set your locale properly. So now it's the Go. Actually, you can have an option to embed your TZ data as together with the binary.
You don't have to do anything else special, right? It will read from that. I know it always trips us up for Alpine. If we need TZ data, then you always forget to package that into the Docker.
even on the Ubuntu one, you need to install it.
Is it? I thought it's like by default. At least on my experience, like Debian, like that, no problem. Only when
probably I'm on a lean image, but my experience is that I need to put in the TZ data and set the right code. The changes the language, no change the language as usual, just to the binary. And because Mac OS is gonna drop support for 32-bit binaries, it is dropped as well together with that. So Pi generate with this is one thing that concern enterprise user, because often enterprise security scanner wants your binary to be Pi's compatible. What is the full name of Pi again?
What is Pi? Delicious.
Randomized precision independent code, randomized memory.
Oh, I thought it's all default these days.
Previously it was not for Go. So I mean for Windows now generate.
But Linux?
I'm not sure, because this doesn't contain fee. So I'm a pretty low effort person. yeah. You can also commit. Yep. No, I could actually commit my vendor libraries. So Android, I actually didn't use that. So if anything interested you, just stop me. So I think
test timeout. Okay.
Module caching. Go fun fact, using Go module is actually faster than using the old Go path. Yeah. So
I thought like all these linters is like a separate package, right? It's no longer built in.
No, Go Web. As far as I remember, Go Web is actually part of it. Yeah, part of it. It's it offers very simple linting. So it's just
one outside one is Golang Golang lint CI or something.
Yeah, Golang CI lint, but that thing can be a bit heavy if you enable everything. Yeah, unless you're on a beefy machine. So this actually affect it will actually raise you a warning if you try to cast an integer to a string. So yeah, Go Kuala is really nice. I also use it together with Sonalint, but that thing is really heavy. That if you're not careful, it can consume all your memory. Yeah, because that is based on you heard about SonarQube, right?
Yeah.
Security
Just
scanner.
like you cannot like we try in our Java thing. It's just like just too much noise. Like,
Yeah.
this is my same company, Solalin.
Yeah, SolarLint is from SonarQube.
Yeah.
So, so warning, more warning.
Runtime.
So this is big.
Okay, let's handle. Okay, we'll crash with stack traces. Okay, previously we don't know what happened.
Previously was undefined behavior. So now it's behave more consistently.
Right.
For the crashes.
I mean, do we still have to write like handle, signal handler, and things like that?
Oh no, it means that because if you issue a queue and if you don't handle it, you properly crash with a stack trace.
But
if you, it means that if you do let's say I do a panic, I mean, if I do a queue, it'll be proper. You'll be handled by the properly. If you handle it yourself, of course, that is not an issue.
Right.
So better performance for allocation. So also these are actually very good minor details. Like so now casting small integer value into interface along cost allocation. So minor.
So you don't need that optimization.
It's actually pretty major in a bigger code base. So compiler reduces by 5. I'm gonna skip this. I'm gonna go to the meat X509 duplication. So now we go
use SNI, right, or something like that. It's commonly.
Yeah.
I think it's an old field, not used in 10 years plus.
So let's go through the change of the standard library. So buff.io scanner. So previously, if it's in when you in the middle of the read, I think I'm actually thinking whether I should explain this. Return it will now return you an error if you have an IO reader. My problem is actually I seem like I'm still reading from the notes. So now it handled that error properly and give you a error back read counter.
When will you have a negative number from read? That you have seen in
FS issue terminated IO.
Okay.
Sometimes it's I don't know. I haven't really faced it. The only time I face a similar issue is on a reverse proxy issue when the upstream is dead.
Oh, suddenly get cut off or whatever. So it could be streaming some value and then. Okay.
Yeah, but this one I'm not sure. I haven't encountered this before. So I probably, if this is actually a good question, because I should research the cause of it, how it might happen to people next time. So because often this is actually raised as a ticket in the GitHub or some of the issue tracker, right? So I should actually go and read it up or to see like when did it happen to some other people.
Hey, but in the release notes, they don't link like, okay, this is the closing issue for this, because usually in the closing part, they will mention
they don't actually link that, but they have a milestone. So if you want to scroll through like on the GitHub, on the like 1.15 milestone, we can see what they did to fix this.
No.
So context now you cannot create a derive. I actually haven't tried this. I didn't know this is possible. We're using a new parent, so not, yeah, I haven't really tried. Yeah, I always use like background as
we always use
default.
background.
Yeah, I didn't know that it previously support it accept a new parent. So now you cannot do that anymore, and it will panic. So, and be careful with panic. Panic means runtime. So you be really careful. So this is actually very important. It actually affect my. Now it has equal methods for it to check for equivalence. So
previously, how would you check equal if they don't have an equal method? Do you have to implement your own?
Yeah.
Oh.
You have to do a hash.
Oh, really? No, but do you use that like in tests, or is it like in the runtime thing?
In the runtime.
Oh.
So now helper function, very nice. So new elliptic curve functionality. I actually don't understand what it does.
This crypto thing is like
yeah. So anyone who want to add in, feel free to add in the comment section. Yeah. Now the dialer support context. Doesn't really affect me, so I'll just go through it. Yeah. So data SQL, database SQL. This. So you have a set max size, but this has to be, if I remember correctly, this has to be supported by the driver as well. So even though it is supported, just like the case of the libpq. libpq is actually now is in a maintenance mode, if I remember correctly. If you go. Because it doesn't support, even though the standard library support context, because it doesn't so it's actually in maintenance mode. So no new feature is been added in. So if I remember correctly, it doesn't support context. So some of these features.
The context was released, they haven't even updated since then. That's quite a while.
This one is really good. So now you can get, when you do a scan, you don't have to, when you do iteration of your rules from the database query, now you can get the error before you do the scan operation. So you can do a hit check. It's
check all any errors that hits it first before you.
Yeah, some quality of life changes lah. Yeah. So these are the some stuff that needs to be implemented by the driver. So doesn't really affect me. So this is this effect. I didn't know that they didn't check for it previously. So it actually to stop denial of service by people uploading a deeply nested JSON, just like previously zip bomb, when they try to traverse it, if there's no limit, then they might cause like it can occupy all your memory and
so you keep on recursive inside until it runs out.
So now you have a maximum depth. So makes sense. Might affect some people that have. I don't think you can affect most people.
Usually, if you have that, you probably write your code wrongly. Got like infinite loop, maybe.
Yeah. So flag. So G now preserve trailing 0. Go format doesn't affect us directly. It's a behavior for the Go format too. So Go HTML templates now escaped. You properly escape Unicodes. use a proper Unicode escapes. So mainly for this, if you use JSON. I actually haven't really encountered the issue. That's why it's new to me. So temder and also temp file now rejects that contain file separator. So it's actually to avoid. I actually didn't know this work also. Like people, I mean, yeah,
hacker mindset.
Yeah,
the
the implication for people that didn't know is that it will allow you to traverse outside of the path, allowable path. So I actually didn't know this actually was permissible. Yeah. That's the first thing we get into, like when we have a sandbox to see whether we can get out of the constrained environment, right? So this, I didn't know they allowed that. Yeah. Few bytes. So now you have a pre-allocated byte slide for MathPick. Didn't really use it. Do you use this?
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah. This is gonna affect net.
That's all.
Yes, this is good.
Connection deadline. Okay.
Yeah. Now you have a deadline error.
Oh, okay. Previously, don't they have a timeout? Or?
I don't know.
IO operation
other error,
reading, is it? Let's have a connection. Read it.
The thing that happened to the reverse proxy that is gonna panic. But when it happened, it's just you got a blank.
Or maybe here is the error with a bit more details. Because here they can say
more details. It's a specific error.
Yeah. So using the new wrapper error method, right? You can unwrap it and fix that.
Yep. Net HTTP parsing is down stricter. Yeah. Injection attack. Reverse proxy. This is one of them that I use a lot. Not modifying when incoming. Yeah, this is good.
Oops, I think my screen might have frozen.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you can continue. My whole screen.
Okay. Yeah. And now I'm alone. So if a WebSocket is terminated, now it's handled properly for reverse proxy. And also for those that didn't know, is that WebSocket support was baked into the reverse proxy support a few versions ago. So, and HTTP Prof now supports second parameters. Doesn't really affect me. So if anybody needs to go details into it, we can. I just do it in the comment section. Now it escapes your URL if you do a basic auth, and you now have the information redacted if you return it in a string form. So for logging, you have to do a search and replace. Yep, deadline support, timeout support, plugin, reflag. Sync map for those that I hope this can be improved by the next generic one, because right now the interface is still pretty hard for me to use, because it accepts anything. Of course, this is a current workaround, is that you have no idea what's the type, then you have to do a cast. Input is fine, but output, then you have to do a cast and check again. It's not a hard thing to do. It's just you improve the quality of life, and also give us better type control. So welcome.
Okay.
So I just ran through some of this runtime, pprof. Now string convert supports format these two types, complex types.
Oh, complex number.
And yeah, map. I just ran through the also. This is one thing that might be improved by the generic support.
Right, yeah.
So like, because right now we have no, in order to support like this, even the sorter interface is that we have no idea what sort of type information of this. So yeah, we've, of course, in most of use cases, the type is actually controlled by us, but it's just have a better quality of life and also in type inspection.
Yeah, I mean, at least during compilation, they can actually check in the type as well.
Yeah, this is the one that's the stuff that you mentioned that now has a deadline.
Yeah, the T.temp there. I'm gonna try this.
It's gonna clean up automatically for you. Oh, we're gonna finish it. This is actually similar to HTML templates. Now properly escapes. So ticker resets.
Oh, actually, I had this question. What's the difference between the text template and HTML template?
Fun question. I actually don't know. So let's check it out.
Doing this output for the My Society Say It thing, so we had to actually encode the content. So now I was thinking, which one do I use? HTML template or?
I think it's just more on the more kind of HTML encode. There's some safety safety feature for. Yep. I think it supports. Encoding. Like let's say when you try to, I think text template will just now if you provide, let's say your template is a HTML and you provide your value is gonna be in HTML. The template is gonna be gladly put it in. I think this one has an escape. Yep, HTML type it supports.
Yeah, should be that
Yeah, JS. So more.
When I didn't escape it, then when I load it to the say My Society site, they crash 500 internet error. It's like
the optimistic projection for that is gonna be in August, right? At least 1.70, if that's optimistic. So
yeah, 116 is the embedded one, right? That one for sure coming in through already.
I'm not sure. Did they release that?
I think so.
So let's see whether, since we have a little bit of time, let's go for it. Register based calling convention 16. Do they have a docs? Note. This is a work in progress. Let's see what we're gonna have. So retrack.
Oh yeah, this one was the main contention. Who's that guy? The Peter Bogan guy was complaining. I think he wrote an article on that. How do you tell which one is the main module that will be coming up?
This is. I think this actually solved that. For the transitive packages. To do. It's a preliminary. So behavior of strip prefix. Yep, I think that's about it. It's went through release notes. Anything that is interesting from you, Michael? Like in terms of news and
Well, I mean, I was doing like I say, for a senior project, I use Go for, extracting out the Slango state assembly handset. So that's an ongoing project. Maybe I'll talk more about that for the next round as well.
You want to talk next one?
Yeah, I'll probably talk next one. Can I still get that gray gopher? I think I need a gray gopher to complete my set. Yeah, I'll do a talk next month to be able to at least got put now.
So if we have if we're gonna have a Go See next month, then you'll be under the Go See as well.
I thought Go See is just every quarter.
Yeah, I don't know. So let's see how things go.
Well, test in KL first, then I improve it, then go to the Southeast Asia level.
So
people might be confused. So what is this about?
So yep. This slide is powered by Go Present. So it's a Go tool itself. So if you're curious why most of the Golang slides were this way, this is the one.
Is there actually a clever way to like put all your pictures nicely? When I use Go Present, then it's like
I don't know. I probably need to check it out. I previously there's no way. It's actually very primitive. I think the appeal for me is also this is really primitive.
Yeah, I mean, I like it that way as well, so I don't need to do any complex. But then when I need to put some picture, then it's like a bit annoying to try to adjust the size to fit nicely.
So I think we're gonna wrap up. That concludes today's Go Without very shabbily made session. But I glad to see you guys here, and I hope we can do more topics for the upcoming months. And if you
need
guys
more speakers, please volunteer yourselves.
Yeah, and we actually keep up swags like the gopher that looks like this. I'm gonna
sample. I have it in my office.
We still have some, but not this one. This one, but not this color.
Gray, right?
Yeah, we only have the gray left. I don't know how many we have. We also have some stickers from the Go anniversaries. So, but unfortunately, we are not going to have a physical meeting. So, yep, So if you're close by,
collect later on.
Yeah. So if you speak, you get a gopher, a gray one, unfortunately.
I do need a gray one to complete my collect.
We're gonna come up with proper contents next month onwards. Let's see what sort of topics we can come up with. And if you guys have any topic that wants us to cover, and also you want to speak, also feel free to volunteer. I think it's easier now these days that you don't have to go to a physical location. So we accept any speaker people that want to speak. Yeah.
Where's the link for them to post what they want to hear about or what they want to talk about?
Oh, it's actually on the Facebook group. There's only the face. You can, if you're on Meetup, you can post it in the comment sections. I actually read the message or just PM us or Facebook. We are on Telegram as well. These days became like we talk about Rust more than Go because we are hosting the Rust community as well. So, and there's also a community to learn Golang. So in the local languages, Belajar Golang, which is Golang learning. So yep. And also for community, we have a Slack. We actually covers all the. I'm sure you are in one of these platforms. If you're not on Facebook, you might be on Meetup, Telegram, or Slack. So feel free to ping us in any of these platforms or join any of these platforms. I actually ran out of topics of what to talk about, but I can also wait, let me do it quick before we close up. one more minute. That I have some talks that I can recycle. Yeah, I have a 101. I think some of these are still good, like how to do profiler. So also so any of these topics, some of these can be recycled. Like building utilities, start for the IO interface, and you see 2019 is actually the most active one. So yeah, we have optimization. These are the talks by me, but these are the slides for the Buzzcorner. So optimization, Delph, and also metrics. And I think I might also want to cover tracing as well. I'm gonna put the link up here afterwards. Let me find the repository.
And I think if any of you guys are interested in like international speakers, I think our friends in Google can also see, they may be able to buzz around the region, especially from, Singapore or Indonesia, other speakers. If you have any particular speaker you're interested in, or
I'm going to
maybe a
update the markdown for this afterwards. But let me paste. Let me also share the community links. The main one that we. So if you're on, let me format it. And I don't see any question on the comments section, so we should wrap up soon. Let me paste the link to this, and I'm gonna update the description afterwards. So Slack, patient, Telegram. Michael also did a lot of interesting project with Go, and with a lot of not just Go, also a lot of other on other platforms. So yep, I will share the link to all these other platforms to reach us. So being that's it. Thank you for being with us for the evening, and I think it's time to say goodbye. Bye, folks.